Hello, everybody. We are live at Daytona here for the first Super Nitro race. Currently finishing up practice. Not going to be a big field for race one, it doesn't look like at the moment. How are my audio levels? And it looks like qualifying has just started. You see Aaron May making his attempt at a qualifying lap, or at least getting ready to. Slightly quiet, huh? Okay, that should be better. Elliot Condra taking a nap on pit road. A lot of these guys have special approaches to qualifying, which involve going very slowly for the first lap. You see Aaron May making his lap. Gotta run the outside line to get up to speed. Condra working on his lap as well. Let's ride along with Aaron May as he flies around the Daytona International Speedway. So you want to get right down to the bottom of the track. You want to hug the yellow line and get to take the shortest way around the track. And Condra to the top of the board with a 48.820 second lap. Looks like we're going to have about 8 drivers on the grid. Maybe more if a couple joined at the last second, but not a large field for this one. It's a 35 lapper. Wyatt Youngblood finishing up his lap. Gonna get a 5th place starting position. And he's going to crash into the wall. Gonna reload the overlays just to make sure they... I don't really think we need to add a penalty for going below the line. It's really the only rule we have is just don't cause a wreck coming back up the track. You see Mason Rowland working on his lap. So 8 drivers at the moment. Going to be a small field, but hopefully we can still get some good racing for race 1 here. 35 laps. Everybody gets 1 fast repair and 3 extra sets of tires, which probably won't be a factor in this one because it's Daytona. But in the other races we do, tires may play a larger role. And now everybody getting on the grid. The video board blocks the entire view of the grid. So, 8 cars lined up. 35 laps. A lot of interesting paint schemes. Elliott Condra on pole. Chase Ingram goes outside. Aaron May in 3rd. Kohler McGillen in 4th. Wyatt Youngblood in 5th. Mason Rowland in 6th. Colby Call in 7th. And Michael Good rounding out the field in 8th. With less cars, this could be interesting with the way that the runs are generated. Although this might go green all the way, because if there's a wreck, I don't know how it would be large enough to actually warrant a caution. Unless everybody on the track wrecked. Here we go this time. Here we go. They're finally going to leave the pit lane. Following behind the iRacing pace car. That 09 car looking really good in the night lighting. We'll have to see if Condra can hold on to get a win. Become the first winner in the SuperNitro Series. Oh, blinking out a little bit. Aggressive tires warming methods from Wyatt Youngblood. Everybody getting locked in to run this race. Heading into turn 4, things are about to get wild. Here we go. The virtual crowd is on their feet. Everybody watching on YouTube is ready. Here we go. The pace car getting ready to make the hard left turn onto pit road. As the drivers tighten their seat belts and into the restart zone. Green flag in the air. We are live from SuperNitro Racing at Daytona. Condra going to get a good jump there. The bottom line formed up really well. More cars on the top at the moment. And it looks like they're going to clear the bottom lane. 2 cars get thirds. May and Condra nose to tail. Youngblood in third in line. Ingram in fourth. And they're going to get single file pretty fast down the back straightaway. As I say that, the 9 car pops out of line. Going to get a push from the 77. A relatively calm start to this one. Probably due to the lack of cars in the field. Not a whole lot of energy going to be forming. A little bit of blinking out happening again. Wyatt Youngblood to the inside. He's going to take the lead. Side by side into turn 1. Ingram pushing the 09 of Condra, and Aaron May pushing the 48 of Wyatt Youngblood. Almost tandem drafting happening. And they're going to be 3 wide for second. The 9 forcing his way in there. Contact made. The 48 on the bottom of the track. Going to hit the bump in the bus stop. Somehow keeps it together. And now we got a huge gap to the leader. A lot of energy forming in the pack. Those giant spoilers creating a lot of drag. Coming around to complete lap 2 of 35. Whoa, and they're going to make contact. Condra's around. And the caution's going to fly. What happened? It looked like things were relatively calm in the pack. We're going to have to take a look at the replay. I didn't see anything that looked like they were about to run. Let's see what happened there. It looks like Youngblood just gets a little bit of contact from the 10 and he gets into the 09 and loses control. Was it the 10? Let's take a look from a different angle. Oh, he just looks like a side draft and then he made contact with the 09 and then lost control. Very strange looking crash. The caution was called because there's only 8 cars in the field, so 2 of them makes up a larger majority than if we had a full 35 car field. Well, now back live, it looks like Roland has inherited the lead from everybody crashing in front of him. Aaron made a second and Colby Call in third. I think they're going to try to make it 1 to green. Since there's not many people in the field. We're going to try to make it 1 to green. Next time by, I believe, unless there's not many cars on the track that will pit. At least 2 this time. As they roll down pit road into their pit boxes. So an early accident for Condra and Wyatt Youngblood. Not what they were looking for to begin this thing. Some good racing at the front before all that unfolded. Looks like Condra might... Actually, no, he's not going to use his fast repair. A lot of blinking from that '09 car. While the field heads down the back straightaway, getting ready to rack them up and go racing once again. Heading into turn 3. Double file behind the pace car. Let's get ready to go rocking and rolling again here in Daytona. Hopefully we can go green for a little bit longer than this first run. Pace car heads back to pit road. The driver's going into the restart zone. And green flag is back out here at Daytona. A little disorganized start from the bottom there. Going to be side by side for the lead. And a big run coming from the top lane. They're a lot more organized on this restart compared to the previous one. Ingram all over the bumper of that 10 car. They're going to get clear. They're going to get the top lane's going to get the first 3 cars in line clear of the bottom. Oh, Condra makes a move to the inside. Michael Good with a block. Nose to tail heading into turn 3. Now single file, only 1 car on the outside, and that's Wyatt Youngblood. Oh, Youngblood up the track. He's going to throw a block. Contact. The 77 goes around. He's going to spin into pit road, but I think we can keep it green. Nobody really hit anything. And now we are single file at the front. Nobody able to make a move now. Just single file along the bottom. Youngblood takes a peek to the outside. Trying to gain a spot in line. Nose to tail. We have 6 cars in this lead pack. Oh, Ingram to the outside. He's going to get a push from Michael Good. They're going to try to clear the 10 of May. They're going to be able to do it. Youngblood latches on, and they're going to get all 3 of them past the 10. Nose to tail on the bottom with a strong move from that 01 machine. Michael Good all over his tail. They're going to gap Youngblood, give him a couple car lengths that time down the super strip. Nose to tail. How far out can they go? There's not going to be a whole lot of energy coming from the pack because of how few cars there are. Still probably going to be enough to get back to their bumper as you see the 48 get back there. He's going to take a peek to the outside. Side drafting the 25 of Good. Not going to have enough momentum to clear him, I don't think. How is that 48 so fast? He's damaged. Whoa, contact. Very aggressive with the side drafts. Gonna get there again. And Aaron May gonna split the middle with a huge head of steam. He's gonna take a peek to the outside of Ingram. Very aggressive racing at the front of this pack. Still a lot of race to go here. Everybody wants to lead laps in the first Nitro race at Daytona. Condra to the outside, working his way back through the field after damage. He's going to try to clear himself. He will get clear. Condra going to lead that lap. And they're 3 wide for second. Wyatt Youngblood leading the top line. He makes a move to the inside. 3 cars on the top now. Youngblood all by himself. He's going to be very aggressive with the side drafts. Trying to get in line. Michael Good won't let him get there. And he's going to fall back in. Aaron May to the inside of Condra. They're trying to shuffle that 09 car now. A huge shift in the top running positions. Aaron May leads the line. Michael Good throws a block on Youngblood. They're going to be side by side for second. A little bit of a gap there for Aaron May. Finally going to get some breathing room. And Wyatt Youngblood chops off the nose of the 25. And to the outside once again. That 48 is greedy. He really wants to lead some laps here. He's going to throw a block on Condra. They are out of control heading down the short chute into turn 1. Side by side for second once again. Things look like they might be calming down. It looks like they're catching up to the lapped car of the 77. He's 2 laps down after that spin into pit road. The 09 is pushing the 48 like a maniac down the back straightaway. They're going to get swirly in the middle of the pack. Looks like they're going to be able to get past that lapped car without too much of an issue. Whoa, the 09 down on the yellow line. Aaron May to the outside. They're going to make contact and a big wreck at the front. Oh, a huge hit for the 9. The 09 around. Everybody involved in that one. With the way Youngblood was driving, you could tell that was coming. Only 2 cars made it through so far. We're going to have to take a look at the replay for that one because there was a lot going on. Okay, let's take a look here. It looks like the 48 just gets too aggressive with a block, and Aaron May has nowhere to go with all his momentum. And then they made contact with the 09, and the 77 just hooks the 9 into the wall at a horrible angle. Looked like he got all 4 tires off the ground. Nothing the 9 could do. And a big wreck. That's going to be 5 of the 8 cars in the race. So we go back live. That 9 car receiving heavy damage. He's probably not going to have to use his fast repair. The 48 looks like he must have used his. A lot of damaged cars. Condra somehow able to keep us going, and Youngblood spins out under caution. That car has heavy damage. I did not realize how bad the right side of that machine was. Well, Ingram leads the field under caution once again. Heavy damage to several of the contenders. They do all get 1 fast repair, so there is a chance to keep going. And looks like everybody's going to pit. The 7 stays out, actually. That's an interesting move to try to get some more track position. Every single car in the pit lane has damage of some kind from that accident. This caution also a good break for the 77 because he can now get his laps back. Might be able to put him back into contention. Did you see all the cars sitting on pit lane with the invisible crew members servicing them? Youngblood gonna win the race off of pit road. Puts him up to 2nd on the board. All these drivers could make it on fuel from the beginning of the race. So none of this is strategy pitting. This is all these guys fixing damage. Oh! And the 77 just destroyed Michael Good while trying to get his lap back. What happened? We're going to have to take a look at that. That should be an immediate disqualification. I'm not sure what Michael Good was doing there. A huge collision. No reason for that. I'm not sure if that was... I don't think that was on purpose by the 77, but the 25 had no business being up there with guys taking the wave around. A tough break for Michael Good. He might be able to stay on the lead lap here since we still have 1 to green, but I'm not sure. Mike did not get disqualified. I'm not sure what was going on there. That was a very bizarre sequence of events. For those asking why it's 35 laps, we figured there would be more than 8 drivers in the race. Well, it doesn't matter now. We're going to be going back under green. The 7 with a great launch on that restart. Youngblood right on his tail. Going to slot him to the line behind him. And a bit of a gap from them to third. The 48 giving an aggressive push to the 7. There is a run forming in the back between the 09, the 25, and the 01. Those guys are going to have a huge head of steam down the back straightaway. Condrum taking the run to the outside. He might be able to clear the leader. Two by two for the lead. Michael Good with a huge push to that 09 car. They're going to get clear. Going to move down to the bottom. Good looking to the inside there for a moment. Not able to get there. 3 cars nose to tail on the bottom. Ingram on the outside all by himself. Not able to get in line. He's going to lose a lot of positions. All the way back to second to last in the pack. Youngblood looks to the outside. Michael Good makes a wild move to the outside as well, and he's going to get left out to dry. Actually, Aaron May's going to go with them, and they make a contact heading into turn 3. An aggressive push from Aaron May. As they fly by the camera coming off of turn 4. Very aggressive racing. We have just reached the halfway point, so there's running out of time if you want to be at the front. Michael Good leading that 2-car outside line. I don't know if they're going to have enough momentum to really get anywhere unless they get another car. Elliott Condra back to the lead. Wyatt Youngblood giving him a push down the back straightaway. And that top line's going to fade away. We're single file once again at the front of the field. Looks like they get a little swirly coming off of 4. Completing lap number 18, and Youngblood to the outside. He's not going to get anybody to go with him. Actually, Chase Ingram going to take a peek to the outside as well with a huge head of steam. They're going to get into the wall. These guys are laying back, trying to build momentum since there's not a lot of energy coming from the rest of the field. Condra going to retain the lead. But you could tell how badly these guys want to be at the front of the field. Rowland into second, McGillen into third, and we have a 3-car breakaway for the lead at the moment. Those guys at the back are trying to build a run. A huge shot given to the 48 by Michael Good. If these guys aren't careful, they'll lose the draft. As we have a pass for the lead, it's going to be Rowland taking the lead with help from McGillen. And Aaron May with a huge run. He's going to try to take the lead. Goes around the outside. Gonna get cleared for second. Will he have enough momentum to get to the lead? Looking to the outside. He's gonna get there. Aaron May to the lead. And the field just flipped once again. And we got 3 wide for a moment there in the middle of the pack. Aaron May leads. Youngblood fighting Ingram for second. 2 lanes forward once again. Ingram to the outside with a run. Not going to have any help. Whoa, and they are out of control once again. Elliot Condra taking it to the middle of 3 wide. Very, very aggressive racing happening here at the Daytona International Speedway. And Aaron May takes a peek to the outside. Not going to have enough momentum to do anything, but he has a great pusher behind him in that 48 of Youngblood. Ingram gets a couple car lengths from his nearest help. Looks like a great opportunity for those guys in the top lane to do something. Ingram going to throw the block. May to the inside. And there's contact. Wyatt Youngblood is around. He's going to tag Michael Good. And we've got cars spinning down the back straightaway. Got to bring out the caution once again for the 3rd time tonight. Doesn't look like either car got too much damage. They still have a shot to win this thing. Some very, very exciting racing there for the most part until those guys got into each other. Let's take a look at that replay. Yep, just looks like that 48 of Youngblood got a little swirly while trying to give a push to Ingram, and he lost control. And then nowhere Michael Good could go. He just was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Made a little bit of contact with the 7 car, but not enough to really turn him. Let's ride along with Wyatt Youngblood as that unfolded. So he just is all over the rear end of Ingram, and then there's just nowhere to go with all that momentum. Did it really hit anything? Still definitely in contention here. This is going to eat a few laps. Still a lot of time left to get from the back to the front due to this small field. Let's see, what save? What happened to Ingram? Did I miss it? So he's gonna get the Aaron May goes to the inside, and he's about to get the push. And oh, he is out of control for a moment there. That is a good save. That could have been easily taken up the rest of the field. Well, we are now down to 12 laps to go. Going to be 10 by the time we get back green, I believe. 10 laps is a long time here at Daytona. And they are making contact under caution again. A lot of damaged race cars on the track now. Michael Good catching up to the pack. This has been full contact super speedway racing. It's been very fun to watch. Some of these pushes have been really, really aggressive. And 1 to green this time by, so gonna go green with 10 laps remaining in this contest. Race 1 on the night, the first race of the Super Nitro Series. Who is gonna be our first winner? We've got some familiar names if you watch R2R or Rebel Valley with Ingram, Youngblood, Condra, Good, and May. Definitely going to be interesting to see how this plays out. There's any one of these cars that are still on the track have a shot to win. It's Aaron May working to catch up to the field. Looked like Condra hit the wall on the back straightaway under yellow again. It's been some wild racing tonight. I think it's been very entertaining to watch from here in the broadcast booth. Heading into 3 and 4. We have 7 cars left in the race out of the 8 that started. Colby Call in the 77 retired. It is now 7 laps down. Not a lot of attrition in this race. It's kind of hard to have a big wreck with only 8 cars starting, though. And the green flag is back out. 10 laps to settle it here at Daytona. Ingram with a good launch on the restart. He's going to gap the rest of the inside line. Youngblood going to probably throw his car to the outside. Nope, stays in line that time. Going to give Ingram a big push. They're going to put some space between them and the third place battle. Condra going to take the lead of the outside line. Aaron May behind him. 4 cars on the top, 3 cars on the bottom. if there is strength in numbers, the top side will have a big run coming. Youngblood gonna try to fade up to the top. Condra has none of it. He goes to the inside, and they're gonna be side by side for the lead once again. May giving a push to the 09 of Condra. Ingram still trying to maintain the lead, and he will keep the lead for this lap. And we are 2 by 2 for the first 3 rows. Ingram gonna get clear. Will he go to the bottom? Yes, he does. Finally able to get clear. And very aggressive pushing from those cars on the top side. And the top lane is gone now. Lost all their momentum there. Contra to the outside. He back to the inside. He's going to be side by side with Ingram heading into turn 3. Barely able to get clear. Ingram going to fall all the way back to 5th. Finally able to slot back into line. And Elliot Condra has regained control of the race once again. Wyatt Youngblood takes a peek to the outside down the tri-oval. And we have 8 laps to go. Youngblood gonna try to get clear for second. Not quite there. Aaron May fighting back on the inside. Ingram with a big push to that 10 car. And we are 3 wide for third. Finally gonna go back to 2. Aaron May to the outside of Condra. He's gonna get a push from Michael Good. And the lead is being contested once again, and it looks like May's gonna get clear for a moment. Not quite enough to get back into the bottom lane. Whoa! Aaron May is out of control. He's gonna get turned. And Condra's gonna get turned as well. And another crash. I cannot believe that. That 10 was out of control for most of the front straightaway. I don't know who's going to win this one at this rate. So we're going to take a look at the replay of that one. Not quite sure what happened there. Just looked like Michael Good was being very aggressive with the pushing, which you have to be this late in the race. And then just May needed space to catch that car, and he just wasn't able to get any. And then Youngblood and Condra making contact for what I believe is like the 10th time this race. And Ingram down in the grass going to come up and tag the 09 of Condra. I don't think they hit anything, so they still, both of them, have a shot to keep going. The 7 into the wall pretty hard trying to avoid. A lot going on there in the tri-oval. There have been crashes all over this racetrack. We've seen him wreck in 2. We've seen him wreck in the tri-oval. We've seen him wreck under caution. Just a whole lot going on. We're going to have more than enough time to finish this one. So this won't end due to time. It's just going to come down to who is able to get the run at the right time on the final lap. In a heavily contested race. A lot of lead changes. I believe the 9 of Roland passed the pace car one too many times. May need to get penalized. Not sure what's happening there. He may need to... believe he needs a penalty because he passed the pace car too many times. And he was black flagged there. And they are racing once again. And the 9 was black flagged. Okay, we are back to business here. Very aggressive. Michael Good gonna get clear with the lead. Can he manage to steal one? 4 laps to go. Gonna be 3 this time by. A huge shot into the 25 from the 09 of Condra. Nose to tail down into turn 3, heading to the front straightaway. Not a lot of time left. Through the tri-oval. Single file through the field now. Waiting for the right opportunity to strike and take the lead. Condra all over the bumper of that 25 machine. And he goes to the outside. The 7's going to go with him. And the 10 of May, they are all shuffling that 25 of Michael Good. And the 7 of McGillen is going to take the lead. This is the battle for the lead because the 9 car got disqualified for passing the pace car too many times. Side by side for second. The 9 trying to build a run. And Wyatt Youngblood with a big head of steam is going to give a huge shot to the 10 of Aaron May. Down the back straightaway. 2 by 2. Aaron May going to be clear with the lead for now. Will he have enough to get to the bottom? Doesn't look like it. The 7 fighting back on the inside. Side by side. And we're going to hit 2 laps to go at the stripe. 5 miles of racing remain here at the Daytona International Speedway. And Aaron May going to throw an aggressive block on the 09. Nearly took out everybody. Side by side for the lead. Still, no one with a clear advantage. Down the super stretch. Who is it going to be? Aaron May going to get a huge push from Ingram. They're going to be nose to tail into turn 3. Coming to the white flag this time by. This is anybody's race. Those guys in the back are going to get a huge run here. It's all going to be about blocking and keeping your momentum. White flag is out. It's the final time around. Down into turn 1. Ingram going to hit the wall. He's going to be out of it. Aaron May with a huge gap between himself and Condra. Condra going to get all over his bumper. Waiting to make a move. The 7 to the outside. Condra with a block. Back to the inside. May not going to be able to get there. The 7 giving the 9 a push. Youngblood behind. Bumping and banging for third. Will the 7 make a move into the tri-oval? He looks to the outside. Side by side, coming to the line. It's going to be McGillen with the victory. What a finish. And that finish was 0.04 of a second Apparently it was so close it broke the ticker. I don't even think McGillen is in the Discord server. What a finish. Some very good racing. Where on earth did the 7 come from? I did not expect him to win. I thought for sure that Condra was going to be able to get it there coming to the line. Let's get an interview with Elliot Condra. Elliot, this is LDogg up in the booth. Do you copy?
Yeah, man.
What a finish. I thought you had it until we got to about 100 feet from the start-finish line.
Yeah, I was trying to lay back a little out of 4, but right when he got to my left rear, that was it.
That was incredible racing. You and Youngblood were working surprisingly well together, considering he must have wrecked you, I don't know, 3 times.
Oh yeah, we were all just having fun. That was one of the funnest races I've done in a really long time. It did cause a lot of wrecks, but we also had some very crazy moments there, and it was about 30 times more entertaining driving than you guys saw watching, which if it's as entertaining as I think it was pretty entertaining.
It was a very good race from up here in the booth. I don't think McGillen is even in the Discord, is he?
I don't think he is.
I'm not familiar with that name, so I don't think so. We're going to take a look back at the finish on the broadcast. If you want to walk us through what happened there.
Well, I mean, on the back stretch, I got Aaron May, and then coming into 3 and 4, I was just hoping that if he stayed right on my bumper, he wouldn't be able to get a chance to build a run and get to my outside, but out of 4, he did, in fact, get to my outside, and once he got to my quarter panel, the side draft is so strong that he just pulled me straight back. And pretty much, right there, I pretty much just said good win, because there was nothing I could really do unless I wrecked him.
A little bit of roughing up happening with Youngblood and Michael Good in the back. I didn't notice that the first time around.
Yeah, there's a pretty solid wreck back there, but...
Wow, those guys did wreck pretty hard.
Yeah. Our racing up front, that was really fun for only 8 or 9 cars. That was really entertaining. That was really fun. We got to do that combo again. That was awesome racing.
Well, hopefully, you are now the all-time wins leader in the SuperNitro Series. How does that feel?
Well, I'm not. I didn't win.
Oh, no, I wasted it. No. I forgot. Well, McGillen is.
McGillen is the all-time wins leader. Hopefully, after one of these races, I could tie him or pass him. I mean, we got 2 more, maybe 3 if we get enough likes.
Yeah.
So hopefully I could get a couple wins here. That'd be really cool.
Definitely. Well, I think we're going to go mute on the stream for a minute while we get the next race up, which is ARCA at Charlotte. So if any of you guys watching have that combo, that's a great time to jump in. So we'll be silent for a moment while we get that set up, but we'll be right back momentarily. And we are back live here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway with the ARCA cars. And somebody is not on the track. That is Aaron. Oh my goodness, Aaron Raymond with a horrible crash. A lot more drivers. This is going to be a chaotic race. We got Wyatt Youngblood with the Cletus McFarland Bald Eagle car. Let's see. We're going to have to... I'm just going to let the practice play out for a little bit. See what happens. And I had the mic muted. I was kind of letting it go for a little while there, but I was talking and no one could hear me. Of course. In typical fashion for me, I managed to screw up in the dumbest way possible. Well, nobody really on track now, I don't think. Actually, Aaron May still running some laps. Matthew Taylor in the 9 running some laps as well. Draco Brunowski. Hopefully that's the correct way to pronounce that name. Well, finishing up qualifying, we got 35 seconds left on the board. Gonna try to get the ticker to work this time. Looks like we have a number 720 in this race. Interesting number. Not sure what kind of camera angle that is. So, 26 cars on the grid. Pretty good lineup. We have another Ingram in the race with Cameron Ingram. So, 26 drivers going to make an attempt. "40 seconds on the clock. Condra going to be leading the field of green with Matthew Taylor to his outside. Aaron May in third. Stephen McGough in fourth. And Coleman Cosby in fifth. 25 cars to start the race. This will be a 30-lap contest. Cautions will only be thrown at the discretion of the admins. We will try to keep it green for the most part, unless a large majority of the field is involved in an accident. And here we go, pacing behind the pace car. Here for some nighttime action at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Next race will be O'Reilly Chicagoland. So that's going to be one you really are going to want to tune into. Always fun to go to Chicagoland. Looks like somebody's having some trouble on the pace lap. Not sure what's going on there. Doesn't look like they got any penalties. 9 dropping back in the field. Must not want to start on the front row, so I guess we got the 83 to the front row of McGo. The pace car gonna head down pit lane, and we are gonna be racing at Charlotte. Green flag in the air for 30 laps of ARCA racing action. A little bit of a dirty start there. Cars going all over the place. Mostly clean. A little bit of contact in the back. Looks like everybody's going to keep it straight, as Condra's going to get clear with the lead. They're making it inside for third on Wyatt Youngblood as they fan out down the back straightaway. A lot of contact being made. Oh, and Ingram's around. What a save by Chase Ingram. And they're crashing in front of him. A big wreck on the front straightaway. Caution is out. Hard to tell what happened there. A lot going on early in this one. A bunch of cars destroyed. We're going to have to take a look at that replay. A lot going on. Oh! And the one was on top of another car. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look at how all this unfolded. I didn't quite get a great look at it. So Ingram gets put in 3 wide and nearly wrecks. Somehow manages to save it. And I think that 19... Yeah, the 19 car is just going to go straight up the track. Trying to figure out who that was. I think it was Parker Chase. So he goes up the track, and there's nowhere to go. And then the 26 flies into there with full-on ARCA brakes and gets the one on top of the wall and on top of the 19. Going to slide down the track on his side and on top of the 19, gets up T-boned by the 14, and then there's a huge crash at the entrance of pit road. Well, I knew when we went to ARCA, things were going to get hectic pretty quick, but that was a lot happening in turns 3 and 4. Definitely became Calamity Corner for a moment. So less than a lap under green before the first accident. Got cars pitting. We got cars everywhere. Almost had a flip on lap 1. Very hectic to start this one. Pretty much matches the racing we got at Daytona. Just everyone wanting to go places and not willing to wait for those opportunities to come. Contra really not having anyone to get to the bumper yet, so they're going to attempt to pass him. Green. I know he would really like to get a win after how that first race ended. I believe we're going to be 1 to green this time by. Hopefully we can get some green flag laps in this time. For the next race, we are going to be doing O'Reilly Series at Chicagoland. It's going to be a fun one to finish off the night. Oh, and Ingram flying around the outside there to get one of his laps back. A lot of chaos to start this one. Not exactly what we were looking for. Condra to the inside, Aaron May to the outside. Wyatt Youngblood taking up third. Getting ready to go back racing. Green flag back in the air here at Charlotte. And the ticker appears to have completely broken again. Not sure what is going on with the ticker. It has a mind of its own tonight. Good racing throughout the field now. Looking like we're going to get more spread out this time. We actually complete a lap under green. As I say that, 3 wide for fourth. Third, actually. 3 wide for third. Oh, they're going to make contact with the 6 hard into the slow car on the apron. We're going to keep it green, but that was a huge hit. Just a horrible timing for the 6th of Aaron Raymond. Oh, and they're making contact behind them. Wyatt Youngblood into the wall. Managed to save it. Oh, and we got cars wrecked in the back of the field. Looks like they're going to get out of harm's way. We're going to stay green. Condra with a 3/10 of a second lead over the 83 of McGough and the 10 of Aaron May. They're side by side battling for second. Intense battling happening in the middle of the pack. This is the battle for 6th. Very aggressive racing. Youngblood going to make contact with the wall there. The battle in the mid-pack is always something you want to keep your eye on. These guys are very aggressive, scrounging for every spot they can get. And they're going to make some contact. They're going to get into the wall. Youngblood gets turned, and we got another wreck on the front straightaway. Oh! Somebody plowed into Youngblood at full speed. That's going to bring out the caution once again. You could tell with that aggressive racing something was about to happen. So we're going to take a look at that replay. Very, very aggressive racing here. You can see Youngblood just washes up the track, gets a little bit of contact from the 13, and there's just nowhere to go here. When you bounce off the wall coming off of turn 4, it gets really narrow. Not a whole lot of room to avoid it. Not sure who that was, the 13 of Austin Chapman just with nowhere to go. And then the 14 car just comes plowing in at full speed. That's Adam Edwards. I'm not sure where he's trying to go. Full-on ARCA braked into that crash. Two big incidents to start this one. As we go back live to take a look at what the leaders are doing. Lap 11 of 30 now. Not a very long race compared to the first one. Single file following the pace car. Hoping we can get this back green. We're already almost to halfway, and I think we've spent more than half the race so far under caution. Getting ready to go back green. Condra has led every lap so far. We haven't gotten long enough into a run for him to really have to defend his lead. Looks like Youngblood's still sitting on pit road. These guys do get a fast repair, which probably increases the amount of cautions we get, because they get another shot to repair their car, but still, one fast repair is better than no fast repairs. Getting ready to go double file once again. Been a lot of following the pace car happening today. So they get double file. Condra and May were both major factors in the first race at Daytona. Ingram, another one, looking for a win. Some guys that weren't in the first race include McGough, Threet, Taylor, Hicks, Ford, Humphreys, Billings, Raymond. A lot of new names in the series. I guess all of them are new names since this is the first night. Rounding turn 4. The pace car gonna pull off. Oh, somebody wrecks in the back. Into the restart zone. We're gonna be green. Not sure who that was that wrecked in the back. It looked like the 96 of Billings. We have lost a large majority of the field. Hopefully this can lead to some cleaner racing. Condra going to get a couple car wins in there in May. And they're 3 wide for third down the back straightaway. Oh, and they're going to make a little bit of contact. Everybody's going to save it. The 9 gets turned in the back. And we are wrecking down the front straightaway once again. We got Youngblood sliding through the grass for the second time tonight. These guys just cannot figure out how to get through turn 4. Definitely been Calamity Corner for this race. Let's take a look at what happened there. They were 3 wide. And Raymond just drives it in deep and takes out the 9 of Matthew Taylor. Not really sure what he thought was going to happen there if the 9 checked up more than he expected. And then there's just nowhere for the rest of these guys to go. Looks like the 13's of Austin Chapman is just going to get hooked. Not a whole lot he could do, and he's going to take a huge hit into the outside wall. The rest of those guys are just trying to avoid it. The one with some good wreck avoidance. That's Cameron Ingram. Let's take a look at what he saw. This all happened right in front of him. A lot of contact. Able to get through mostly clean. as we go back live. See what's happening with the rest of the field. Condra's still in the lead. Condra's biggest nemesis in this race has been the pace car. He's been getting some good jumps on the restarts, and it's just no one's been able to get back to his bumper. Well, we have 16 laps to go. Oh, 14 to go. My bad. 14 laps remaining here at Charlotte. There are 16 cars on the lead lap. Actually, 12 on the lead lap. As they are unlapping themselves. Two by two down the back straightaway once again as we try to get things restarted. Rounding turn 4. Hopefully these guys can get through turn 4 without any more shenanigans. The small bits of racing we've had have been good, just it's been getting there that's the problem. Not a whole lot of cars left. Condra going up through the gears, he's going to get a good jump. Ingram right on his tail. They're going to be single file, 3 cars on the bottom. A lot cleaner of a start this time. No more 2 and 3 wide, except for a couple cars in the back. And Ingram going to make a move to the inside in turn 3. Trying to take the lead from Condra. They're going to be door to door heading through turn 4. Down the front straightaway. Side drafting. Looks like Condra's going to stay ahead at the finish line. They are still side by side. Neither car really able to get an advantage. And he's going to get all over that quarter panel. And they're going to make contact. Ingram's going to get turned. Aaron May's going to get turned. We got a big wreck down the front straightaway. Everybody's in it. They're wrecking from the lead. That took out everybody. What happened there? There were several crashes that happened simultaneously. I don't know if Ingram came down on the 83 or if just looked like the 83 gassed it up when there wasn't space in the corner. And then the 61 caught the tail end of the 10 just trying to avoid it. And then there's nowhere to go for the rest of these guys. Youngblood in the grass again, finally managed to avoid it. The 9 car took a huge hit. Let's take a look at what happened there. Oh, he just had nowhere to go from the 10, and then the 6 of Raymond just comes flying in. A lot of contact been happening during these races. At least not these races, this race. We're down to 15 cars left in the race, with only 11 on the lead lap for the moment. Elliot Condra still in the lead, finally had someone to deal with, and then Ingram immediately got turned. Well, laps are winding down. We've got 10 to go. Going to be 8 to go when we go green again. Got Elliott Condra in first, Cameron Ingram in second, Wyatt Youngblood in third. 25 of Andrew Ford in fourth, and the number 26 of Braden Humphreys in fifth. Getting 2x2 once again. Not a lot of cars left out of the 26 that started. Or 22, actually. A lot of crashing for this one. It's going to be interesting to see who's able to pull off the victory this time. Not a lot of laps left. You're going to have to be very aggressive on these restarts from now on. Heading into turn 4, the pace car are going to retreat to the relative safety of pit road. And we're going to be rocking and rolling again here in Charlotte. Condra on the inside. Cameron Ingram on the outside. Green flag back in the air. We're going to have 8 laps to go here at Charlotte. And Aaron Raymond jumps the start big time. That's got to be a penalty for that 6 car. And he's disqualified from the session. You got to know not to do that. Oh, and we are very, very aggressive. Wyatt Youngblood took a swing at the 09, wasn't able to get there. Chase Ingram into the wall. And Condra's going to get away again. He's trying to run away from this snarling pack. Somebody into the wall in the front stretch. I believe that's the 83. Got to keep it green here. 7 laps to go. The 01 trying to chase down the 09. He's going to get a big run off of turn 2. Condra swerving to break the draft. Ingram to the outside. Going to look back down to the bottom. They're door to door for third. The front 2 have separated themselves from the rest of the field. 6 laps to go. You could throw a blanket over the front 2 cars. Ingram going to go to the top side, trying to build a run. Condra going to put a decent gap on him, but Ingram has the momentum down the back straightaway. Going to get that gap down to 1/10 of a second. Condra trying to get some dirty air on the front end of that 01 car. And we have a dogfight for second. More contact being made, and they're all going to wreck. And the caution's out again. Three wide off of turn 4 just is not going to work most of the time at Charlotte. And these guys are finding that out the hard way. A lot of contact there. Looks like the 30 got his rear end knocked out. As he's hitting the wall down the back straightaway. A lot of craziness happening in the pack. So we take a look at that replay. So the 26 car is already in the wall here. There's just not enough room. And then when you bounce off the wall, there's nowhere for the guys beneath you to go. And the 61 gets turned. The 25 takes a huge hit. Comes flying down the track into Wyatt Youngblood. And that took out the rest of the front runners. I don't even know who's left at this point. Just that was never going to work. That's one of those moves you just can't pull off. The 26 got tight. And he just bounced off the wall. There wasn't really a whole lot anybody could do in that situation. The 25 takes a horrible hit into the outside wall. That thing shoots across the track at a high rate of speed into the door of Youngblood. If we go back live here, they're getting 2x2 again for the restart. Youngblood trying to line up with a car that is very skewed and very injured. Not sure how he doesn't have a meatball flag. Seems like a questionable strategy. Only the top two are not damaged at this point. The guy in third doesn't even have a front end. This has been a war of attrition here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Only 6 cars left on the track. And the green flag is going to be out again. We're going to have 3 laps to go. Somebody with a huge head of steam trying to jump the start. They're going to back off. Condra and Ingram nose to tail. And Youngblood causes a wreck in the back. I think we're going to try to keep it green this time. The 09 trying to keep the lead. Ingram hungry for a win. He looks to the outside. He has to back off the throttle. Trying to build a run. Not going to get there this time. 2 laps to go. Condra puts a couple tenths between him and Ingram. Will he be able to hold on? Ingram desperately trying to crawl his way back to the lead. I don't know if Ingram has enough time. We're coming to the white flag. Running that middle lane. Doing everything he can to build some momentum. Final time around here at Charlotte. The 01 fading from the lead. Condra going to have a half-second lead down the back straightaway. Will Ingram make a last-ditch effort? He's running the wall. He's going to get into the wall. It's not going to be enough. Elliot Condra going to get the victory here at Charlotte. In a crash-filled ARCA race, Condra going to come out on top. What a win. Had to hold off a hard-charging Ingram and suffer through a ridiculous amount of pace laps. Well, Condra gets the victory. That's got to feel good after coming so close at Daytona in race 1. Let's get him in the booth again. Elliot, can you hear? You got a copy? It's LDogg in the booth again.
Yep.
Well, what did you think of that race?
A lot more cautions. But when we did go green, it was pretty fun. I feel like we might need an I rating and safety rating limit for the next race. But other than that, when we did go green, the racing was pretty good. Probably not as entertaining to watch as the last one, but still a solid race.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like you had to hold off Ingram. It looked like he was catching you, and not sure if he overheated his tires or just missed the corner.
To be honest, I was just kind of cruising. The dirty air here is enough that as long as I just aero blocked him, I had it.
Well,
But
definitely a good
yeah,
win after coming so close at Daytona, which now you are
yeah,
tied for the all-time wins list. I can
yeah, that's
finally
cool.
say that. Anything you want
Maybe
to
after
say?
next race. Maybe
Anything
after
you want to
next race,
say to the 9 viewers we have on the YouTube stream?
appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully for you guys, we'll get a better race and we'll actually get some clean green racing.
Honestly, considering the way that this has been, with this being the first race of me doing this, the fact that we got anybody is pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like right now it's just a learning process. I mean, after tonight, we already have a lot of good information that we can take into next week or next time we race. And to be honest, I think that this is going to be really fun.
Well, thanks for coming in the booth again. It looks like Ingram desperately wants an interview, as always.
Ingram, make sure you tell him I had him unlock the whole race. He
Oh,
had
do you want to tell him
no
that yourself? Do you want
chance.
me to get him in here so you can tell him?
Yeah. Ingram.
Hello.
You're echoing still.
Okay.
Well, what did you
Ingram's
think
away.
about that race, Ingram? It looked like you were going to catch Elliott and then just didn't have enough.
Well, I got dumped on the first lap, managed to save it with barely any damage. Climbed back up to fifth, then to second, almost got the lead several times. Then on that last restart, I tried sending it on the outside into turn 3 on Elliott, and then I was gonna hit the brakes and try to keep it from hitting the wall, but it just didn't stick, and I ended up losing him. And then the dirty air in these cars sucks, so I couldn't catch back up to him.
It seemed like it was going to be a good battle for a minute there before it got interrupted by the 15 different cautions.
Yeah.
Not the cleanest race we could have had.
Still a pretty fun race though.
Well, what do you think the cap should be for the next one? Well, I'm setting it up.
What do you mean
Uh,
cap?
A 1,000 I rating and then just like Class C 1.0.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair.
Okay, we're going to mute the stream while I get this set up. So don't go anywhere if you're watching on the live stream.
You can't. What?
Oh, and welcome back to the booth where I cannot kick Ingram out. He's now squatting in the booth. Please help me.
Yeah.
Practice is underway for the Chicagoland event. Looks like we might not get as much of a car count, but we do have a lot better driving standard between the few guys that are in here. So this will probably be a good show.
Yeah. I'll be in here just to do the starting grid, and then I'll leave. Cause why not?
Actually, I forgot to do something. We have only Chevys in the field. Only Chevys and
I thought Aaron was a Toyota.
oh, he is. Oh, no Fords. I meant no Fords.
Pretty sure Mike is also a Toyota.
Oh my goodness. A huge hit for Condra. I love how everyone just spends practice trying to find blunt walls and stuff. Michael Good making a lap here. One of my favorite things about Chicagoland on the sim is that it still has the Ninja Turtles 400 logos.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Drivers piling into each other. Youngblood attacking Michael Good. It is a pretty realistic field because there's no Fords. So 6 drivers now. Might be able to get a couple more. But as we saw in the previous race, more drivers does not necessarily mean good racing.
Yep.
I don't know how many times they're going to take it 3 wide coming off of turn 4 at Charlotte to realize that it is just not a great idea.
I made it 3 wide off of turn 2 that one time.
Well, turn 2 doesn't get as tight. Like, it has a little bit of more wiggle room. It's still not a great idea, but it's workable.
You kind of slide up the track off of turn 2.
To anybody watching, if you want to be a part of this or at least get to know the drivers better, you be sure to join the Discord. We'd love to have you in here.
You know, I wonder if in real life they're gonna replace the catch fence since it's rusty.
I mean, does the rust really affect how good it is? Because, like, have you ever seen Pocono?
There was rust seeping onto the track, so yes.
Pocono's catch fence is pretty rusty.
Yeah, we have a fake Michael Good in here. We have Michael Wood.
We do. We also have... Oh, we're getting some drivers now. Like Sharon Wisnowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Are you going to make fun of every driver that joins? We're never going to get anyone here again.
It's not offensive if it's funny.
I don't even have a response to that. So, 9 drivers, I believe. We'll give it a couple more minutes just to try to balance the field out.
Here, I'll be right back here.
Looked like I didn't have the audio coming from the sim. We could hear those beautiful engine noises. Well, we're up to, I believe, 9 drivers. Could get some more. There are still no Fords on the track. And Wyatt Youngblood is going backwards.
I'm back.
You missed Wyatt Youngblood pulling a Kyle Busch impression. Let it get down to 10 minutes and then we'll pull it back to the next session.
But yeah, after I do the grid, you gotta. I'm gonna need you to just drag me back into general because I really don't want to have to get out, or I really don't have to get out of full screen, go back in there myself, and then go back into full screen because it lags my game a ton.
Okay, I'll do that. It appears that Condra and Youngblood are doing some sort of reverse bump draft. And now they crashed.
They seem to be doing side bump drafting, if that's a thing.
They appear to have decided that Turn 4 is the site for the 2026 Chicago State Fair Demo Derby. I have no
That's a
idea if
thing?
such a thing actually exists. I'm not from Chicago. We'll give it a little bit longer and then go into qualifying. The racing should get better from here on out. This is the first night. Next week, I'm hoping it'll be better. We just gotta reach out to more drivers, try to get some more people to sponsor. We want to grow this into something that's really fun for everybody, both to watch and to participate in.
Bro, I got quoted in the chat for what I said earlier.
Youngblood is still going backwards. When he goes backwards, he gets on 2 wheels.
Huh?
He like went backwards on the apron and turned, and it put him on 2 wheels for a second.
Yeah, that's how the suspension on the cars is set up. Like if you hit the brakes, sometimes you can hit the right front on the ground, like in Daytona or something.
Condra also going backwards. A lot of backwards driving occurring.
It might be a Kyle Busch tribute since he used to drive backwards a lot.
That would make sense. We should try to get everybody on the track to go backwards in the practice.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to skip to the next session now. Looks like we're going to have a decent field of about 10 cars. Maybe more as more people try to join. I always feel like there's always a bunch of people that join in qualifying because I think that the hosted session goes to the top of the board for the list.
Well, that's only if you have a certain filter in the hosted sessions.
Well, I always have mine set to like the littlest amount of time because I don't like waiting.
I think that's just the default, so it's probably at the top for a lot of people. But I wouldn't think that many people would own Chicagoland.
Well, they're missing out.
'Cause-
Chicagoland's one of the best tracks.
Well, Nowadays on iRacing, it's pretty niche track.
I'd imagine it's gonna surge in popularity once they go back there and everyone has to do it for officials. But to be honest with you, I can't believe they're going back. It's hard for me to imagine in my tiny brain the next gen on those bumps.
I almost spun it off of turn 2.
Uh-oh. Yeah, your car looks kind of out of control. Third on the board, 3 seconds behind everyone else.
Oh yeah, I slid off of turn 2.
I'm hoping
Wow,
this
I
race can
qualified
go
second
green.
last.
Well, you're gonna have some work to do heading back through the field.
I'm gonna have to pull off what I did last race.
Is anybody still qualifying?
Why do you keep doing that?
What?
Dragging me back and then dragging me back in.
In the Discord?
Yeah.
I didn't touch anything.
Like, I keep getting... Oh, probably someone else is trolling. But I keep getting dragged back into General, and then dragged back in the booth.
That's gotta be Elliot.
Probably. Either that or Aaron.
They want you back with the peasants. We have 5
He
people
keeps
left.
dragging me back in here.
Yeah, I'm not... You can go back if they want you to go back that bad.
No, I'm gonna do the starting grid and then I'll go back.
Up to 10 drivers in the field. You have Sharon Wisnowski in the Kyle Busch tribute. Chevrolet Camaro. Or Chevrolet, since it's the not Maro.
Dragging me back. They did it again.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
They're very clingy today.
I swear to God, if they do it when I am doing the grid, like I'll be mid sentence and they'll just drag me in.
If I told them, get this man out of here, I would understand.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah, I haven't told them to do anything. I don't know why they're doing that.
I know.
Unless they're just trying to troll you.
That's probably why.
Well, qualifying's over, so I guess I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay. Alright, here is our starting lineup. Row 1, we have Michael Good and Elliot Condra. Row 2, we have Aaron May and Jacob Clarino. Row 3, we have Coleman Cosby, Ian Clark. Row 4, we have Wyatt Youngblood and Chase Ingram. I wonder who that is. And then row 5, we have Sharon Wazanowski and Michael Wood, the fake Michael Good.
Well, thanks for that. Good luck in the race. I guess I will let you go back with the other
Yeah,
drivers.
you can drag me back in now.
Okay, back alone in the booth. We got rid of our unwanted house guest. Getting ready to go from the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. Last race of the night. Who's going to win this one? It's going to be a fun one. Chicagoland, always a good track, especially with a small field like this. Hopefully we can get some green flag racing. With the tire fall off, it can get really interesting on who saved their tires and who didn't. Waiting on the final drivers to grid. We are ready to rumble. There we go. Everybody able to get going? A little bit of shenanigans going on between Youngblood and Clarino. 9 cars gridded. Looks like the 99 not gonna make an attempt to start the race. So a 9-car field to do battle here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Hopefully we'll get some clean racing. If these guys can get spread out, this could go green all the way. And it would be very interesting to watch who is able to go through the field and who's able and who uses their tires to go back through. Down the curved back straightaway, which is a very unique feature of the Chicagoland Speedway. You got the only 2 Toyotas in the field nose to tail with Michael Good and Aaron May. Hopefully those guys will be willing to work with each other to get some track position. The pace car makes the hard left onto pit road. The drivers into the restart zone, and the green flag is out from the Chicagoland Speedway to finish off the first night of Super Nitro Racing. They're going to be 3 wide for third going into the corner. Side by side for the lead between the 2 Toyotas. Aaron May on the inside. Oh, and a big wreck in the back. Wyatt Youngblood hard into the outside wall. A couple cars involved. It looks like we're going to... never mind. The caution has come out. I'm not sure what happened there. So we take a look at the replay. Youngblood. Oh, the 97 just goes into the corner and loses it, and Youngblood has nowhere to go. And then Wisnowski in the 7 also had nowhere to go there. Just unfortunate. You got to be really careful with these O'Reilly cars on the fixed setups, especially early in the run. They just tend to be very loose. Whoever's in the 97 just didn't realize that. Well, as we go back live, not very long into the run, looks like Condry going to play the Good Samaritan and get Youngblood back to pit road. Michael Good in the lead, Aaron May in second, and the 33 of Jacob Clarino in third, making his first start in the series. We wanted to end the night off with a bang, but I don't think that was the type of bang that the 57 of Youngblood was looking for. Cosby looks like he got out of that with relatively little damage. Youngblood is doing burnouts in the pits now. Not sure what he is trying to accomplish. Michael Good in the lead. Clarino mowing the grass to the inside. A lot of shenanigans happened under caution. Eight drivers remaining in the race. 7 on the lead lap. Youngblood should be able to get his laps back. Or his lap back. Before we go back green here. See everybody getting out of his way. Gonna be 1 to green this time by. Hopefully we can buckle in and get some green flag racing. The 2 Toyotas making up the front row of Michael Good and Aaron May. Looks like the 7 passed the field too many times. Messed up the tower a little bit. Michael Good getting ready to lead the field back to green. He's going to want to get a good jump on the restart. Very important when it comes to retaining the lead. Pace car pulls off. They head into the restart zone, and the green flag is back in the air here at Chicagoland. Good going to get a decent start. Pulls up to the outside. They're door-to-door behind it for second. Clarino to the inside. He's going to wrap the bottom, trying to get around. Oh, and a big wreck again in the back. It's going to be Youngblood and Wisnowski. Youngblood having a terrible start to the final race of the night. And we're back under caution again. We're going to have to take a look at that one. Not sure what happened, but Youngblood clobbered the wall coming out of turn 2. See, they go up through the gears. Looked like everybody was clean. And then he just... Oh, looks like he just takes the air off the 7, and then the 7 overcorrects, so there's like nowhere for him to go. It's just an unfortunate situation there. It's real easy to lose the rear end of these O'Reilly Series cars because they just do not have a big spoiler and don't have a lot of downforce. A humongous collision for the 77 and the 7 cars. I think that's the end of the night for Wyatt Youngblood. Well, a short-lived final race for Wyatt Youngblood. Hopefully we can finally get some green flag racing. Clarino managed to steal the lead in the short time we were back under green. down to, I believe, 6 cars. Not a lot of cars in this to begin with, but this is really just limiting the field. As we ride on board with Jacob Abner, or Jacob Clarino, as he follows the pace car. Pace car pulls off. Here we go. We're racing once again at Chicagoland. Hopefully for a while this time. Whoa, May with an aggressive jump to the inside. Good's going to cover the bottom. And they're going to be side by side for second once again. Fighting as they come off of turn 2. It looks like Michael Good's going to get clear. Clarino with a couple car length lead. We got to have to be careful here with the hard charging Michael Good behind him. Good going to look to the outside, trying to build the momentum. He's all over the bumper of that 80 car now. You got to be careful when picking the lanes here. The dirty air will make your car really tight. And Michael Good powers to the inside. He's going to clear the 80 off of 2. A big move to take the lead. And now the 80's under attack from Chase Ingram for second. So we ride on board with Michael Good. Take a look back at Clarino behind him, falling right in the tire tracks. Clarino getting closer to his bumper once again. And we're side by side for third. A lot of good racing happening here in this small pack. 3 wide for third. Oh, and we got contact. The 01 of Ingram's going to go around. I think we're going to keep it green. And the caution is out. You could see that one coming from a mile away when they got 3 wide like that. I don't know if the 01 realized he was in the middle of a 3 wide situation. Definitely squeezed the car on the top. So we take a look at the replay. So you see Condra on the bottom, Ingram in the middle, and Cosby on the outside. And Ingram just keeps coming up the track. I don't know if he thought he was clear or what, but that was just an unfortunate mistake. The 01 suffering some pretty significant damage. Aaron May barely avoiding the rear end of that 01 car. Let's take a ride with him and see what he saw. See, they're 3 wide in front of him. They just run out of room. Not a whole lot of time to react to the 10 of May. Well, Michael Good to the lead. Clarino in second. That was starting to heat up in the battle for the lead before the caution came out again. As a couple cars pitting from fresh rubber. Could make a difference here if they are able to get back around Good and Clarino. Everyone getting back behind the pace car. So only 2 cars stayed out, and those are the 54 and the 80. Or the 33, I mean. Oh, and a little bit of a stutter there. Looked like the stream cut out for a second. Well, hopefully we can get some racing. This is good racing. We just keep getting too many cautions. Two by two once again. 6 cars remaining. 6 cars on the lead lap. All of the cars on the track relatively undamaged due to using fast repairs. And we are heading to the restart zone once again, and the green flag is back in the air. Another good jump by the 54 of Good. And it looks like Aaron May's going to get clear of the 33 that time. He's going to take a peek to the inside, not having enough momentum to get there. Single file for the first 3 positions, side by side for 4th. And it looks like they're all going to get single file now. And the 09 going to take a peek to the inside for 3rd. May to the outside there in the 2nd position. A lot of different lanes being used here. The 10 going to have some momentum. He's going to look to the outside of Good. Drives it into the corner. He's going to get door to door. He's going to have the preferred line coming off the corner. And Aaron May to the lead here at Chicagoland. The 54 now under attack from the 09 of Condra. Not wanting to lose another position. He's going to fight hard for this. Tries to get the drive off the corner. Going to successfully clear. Condra has the run from the top lane. Looked like he thought about going to the inside. Just didn't have enough to get there. May leads. Good into 2nd. Condra in 3rd. A little bit of battling in the back. Side by side for the 4th position between Cosby and Clarino. Condra to the inside of Michael Good for 2nd. 1 car into the wall. That's the 97 of Cosby. Oh, he can't get off of the wall. A lot of contact there. They're still side by side for 2nd. Neither car with a clear advantage. Looks like Condra's going to drive it in this time. Not able to get clear with the slide job. And they're still going to be side by side down the back straightaway. Aaron May is not getting much further away, even though they're side by side. Condra trying to get clear of the 54. Still not going to have enough. He's going to leave a lane. They're going to be side by side down the front straightaway once again. It looks like the 80 of Clarino is trying to get involved in this battle for 2nd. Condra has the advantage now, and he's finally going to get clear of Michael Good. And Cosby going to get a ton of momentum on the outside and get past Clarino. He's going to take a look to the outside of Michael Good as well. A lot of momentum out of that 97 car. He looks really fast. You gotta wonder how much harder he's running than the rest of these guys and what kind of damage he's doing to his cars. He is running that Larson line right on the wall, and he's gonna get into the wall and lose all of his positions he just gained. Meanwhile, at the front, Condra is nose to tail with Michael Good. Or Aaron May, I mean. Aaron May in front, Condra behind, and we are 3 wide for 2nd. Chase Ingram trying to gain back the ground he lost due to crashing early. He's going to get around Michael Good. A good battle here. Looks like the battle for the lead is also heating up. They are still side by side. not able to really do anything. They are killing their momentum running like this. 3 wide coming to the line. It looks like Cosby wants to make it 4. Not enough momentum to do so, and Ingram's going to get clear of this mess. The leaders are driving away now, and there's contact. The 54 and the 80 make some contact. Not enough to damage any of the cars, but definitely upset both of them. And there's more contact there, right into the quarter panel of Clarino. Well, it looks like this has settled down. So we get back to the battle for the lead. It's stabilized at about 0.2 of a second between first and second. So we ride on board Aaron May. You see Condra right there. Not quite close enough to pounce yet. Let's ride along the tail of Aaron May's car. See if Condra's able to get any closer. You can see that Aaron trying to go on a different line to get some more momentum and less sturdy air. It's gonna wrap the bottom. Gained a little bit that time. Actually made decent gains, about 1/10 of a second. Running a little bit of a higher line than May. Condra trying to go for 2 in a row on this stream. Become the first driver to do so in series history, and they both hit the wall. Both got a little too wide coming out of turn 2 or turn 4. Looks like they didn't cause too much damage, but that is not what you're trying to do here. Looks like the gap kind of growing once again. Back to 0.3 of a second between May and Condra. The battle for third also calming down. Looks like we have a good battle for fifth heating up. So they're going to be side by side, Michael Good and Jacob Clarino. They're going to make some contact. Very aggressive side drafting down the back straightaway. They're going to touch again. Good wants the spot. Clarino doesn't want to give it up. Good finally going to get clear. And we have another battle for third now. Things are really heating up between some of these guys. We got Cosby on the outside, Ingram on the inside, and they are going to use every inch of the racetrack coming off of turn 2. Ingram not able to clear, but wow, that was some tight racing. Those guys have lost a lot of time. 5 seconds back for the 5th and 6th position, and all the way up to 3.5 for third. Aaron May just running away with it. Nothing the 09 can do so far. You gotta wonder if the 09 of Condra is just saving his tires and waiting for later in the run to try to use them. He does have fresher tires than the 10, I believe. Actually, no. They are both on the same tire strategy, so they both pitted during the most recent caution. Flying down into turn 1. It's gotta be frustrating for Contra to see the leader so close, but just not able to get there at the moment. Not much pressure from third. They've started to gap the rest of the field. Clarino falling all the way back to 6th now. Not a lot of interesting battles on the track at the moment. Everyone kind of just single file and clicking off laps to get this thing finished. And we're going to be 10 to go next time by, so not a lot of time left to gain positions. Condra into the wall again, going into turn 1 this time. He is driving the wheels off of that thing. And he's gaining. Making big gains through 1 and 2 that time. Trying to do the same in 3 and 4. Doesn't quite look like it worked as well. 9 laps to go. Can Aaron May hold on? If there's anybody you don't want to see in your mirror at the end of one of these races, it's probably Elliot Condra. A good run off the top of the track. He's going to gain a couple tenths there this lap, it looks like. A big run off of turn 4. Going to get it down to 0.3 of a second. May trying to defend. Condra trying to get the pass done for the win. 8 laps to go. Who is going to win here at Chicagoland? Nose to tail. The gap down to 0.2 of a second. Condra to the inside. Aaron May trying to take the line away. Not going to do much of it, make much of a difference. Condra is there. 1/10 of a second separating the 2 leaders now, as we have 7 laps to go. Condra back to that higher line. He is really making up time up there. May has the lead, but I'm not sure how much longer he can hold on. Aggressive blocking there, trying to get to the bottom. He's going to wash up the track. Condra going to make the crossover work. They're going to be side by side at the line. Coming to 6 laps to go. This all comes down to who can get the run off the corner. May running the top line. He's going to try to pinch Condra down on exit. That's going to hurt the 09 a little bit, but it seems like the 09 took better care of his tires. The 10 back to the point. The 09 still working on him, trying to get around. The 10 is in a great defensive position here if he keeps running the top to get that momentum off of the corner. We now have 5 laps to go. Can Aaron May hold on? Condra taking a peek to the inside, trying to get clean air on the front end of that Chevrolet. Nose to tail once again. Condra going to look topside into 3 and 4. May going to try to block, take the air off the nose of that car. Now 4 laps to go. Will Condra be able to get around? He's going to go to the inside here with a ton of momentum. Trying to get the pass done. They're going to be neck and neck through the middle of 1 and 2. Looks like May's going to defend pretty well. Condra's still trying to get to the inside. Not quite close enough to get a side draft. And they're still side by side. No one with a clear advantage. And we're heading to 3 laps to go. Still door to door. Aaron May gonna have a good run into turns 1 and 2. Trying his best to defend the 09 of Condra. He's going to get a decent run off the corner, but Condra is there. Actually, he got a good enough run that Condra wasn't able to stay door to door with him that time. Bye. Coming to 2 laps to go. There is no time left for Condra to play around. He has got to get it done here soon. Side by side at the line. So we're right on board with Condra as he dives to the inside once again. Trying to get the pass done on Aaron May. May gonna have the run off the corner. And we are coming to the white flag this time by who wants it more? Who will make the move? Condriv taking a peek to the inside once again. Aaron May gonna have the momentum. And the white flag will be out the final time around. Who is going to get it done on the final race of the first night of Super Nitro? Condriv to the inside. He's trying to wrap that bottom line. May to the outside, trying to get the run. They're going to be nose to tail on the back straightaway. 2 more turns to go. That's all we have left to settle it. Aaron May to the outside. Condriv driving it into the inside. They're going to be side by side heading to the line. Condriv trying to hit him with the side draft. It's going to be close. Aaron May's going to get it by 2/100ths of a second. What a finish. 2/100ths of a second. That is so close. That was such a good battle to the finish. We're going to have to take a look at that. That was such a close finish. Cosby gets third. So he's doing a burnout in the infield. And Aaron May victorious here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Let's try to get Aaron May in the booth once he's done doing his victory burnout. Aaron May, it's LDogg in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I gotcha.
What a finish. I did not think you were going to get that done. How did you manage to hold off Condra?
I have no idea. I knew I killed my tires with like freaking 8 laps to go, and he was catching me big time. I'm like, shoot, I've got to figure out something to defend. And I started going to the top line because I know here, if you run the top line correctly, you can get a nice run off of the corner and be able to counteract on the straightaway. So I took the top line away from him, and he wasn't able to make anything happen on the bottom line because he kept on getting tight. So that's how I was able to hold him off. But good God, I'm tired after that one.
That was such a close finish. It was 2/100ths of a second.
That's probably the closest finish I've ever had at a non-super speedway.
I mean, that margin of victory is, I don't know, about a foot. Maybe
Still, though, it was pretty. It was close. Too close for my comfort.
Look, there's the margin of victory. I don't know. A little bit more than a foot.
Let me see this. Hold on. I don't even have it pulled up. Give me 1 second. Oh my gosh.
That is nothing. I mean,
Hell no.
This is what we're looking for when we do racing, though.
Yeah, but it stresses me out. Look at that.
It's about 1.5 feet. Maybe, maybe like 2 or 3 feet. But like, still, that is
How I held him off. I'm be completely honest. I do not know how I held him off.
That is the closest finish in the history of the series. It is the first night, though. Looks like we have Condra in the
1/100ths of a second.
That was
such
a
awesome
good finish. That's exactly what I wanted when I picked Chicagoland, because I knew it was going to come down to tire saving once we got the crashes out of the way.
I mean, Aaron and I, for those last, 10 laps, that was an absolute dog fight. That was actually so fun.
How,
Stressed me out. Good God.
how was he able to defend so well? It looked like you gained a half a second really fast, and then you just stalled out.
Yeah, I started using that outside, and then once he moved up there, it's like he just took away my exit, and I couldn't get the throttle down.
That era battle was very fun to watch. It kind of reminded me of next gen racing because you could tell you were searching for the clean air.
Oh yeah, that was some of the funnest racing ever. Race
Definitely
1 and
worth.
race 3, absolutely awesome.
We don't talk about race 2.
Race 2 was just a wreck fest.
Well, this is exactly why I wanted to start a series. I want to see racing like this. I want to see random people take on you guys. I think we really took the first steps into getting more people in here. This definitely, if this is the racing we're going to get, I don't mind not being able to race for a night to commentate this. Because this is fun to watch.
I mean, the next step is just getting enough guys in here to have fun and race that we can do that every day and have good racing like that all the way through the pack.
Well, you guys were putting on a clinic. I have not seen a battle like that in a while. Just such good racing.
We got really lucky that the guys behind were all racing each other really hard, and we just drove away.
Yeah, you
That
definitely.
was so fun.
You definitely were schooling the field. It looked like Ingram and Cosby might have had a shot for a while, and then they just faded off big time.
I'm kind of surprised Cosby didn't have more for us. He also took tires on that last stop, and I thought that he would have been able to make it through there, but he got stalled out with the other guys.
There were some good battles in the back. They just were so far off the pace that it almost wasn't even worth looking at.
I mean, the way they were talking, there was some crazy stuff happening back there. I think Mike got turned with 2 to go.
I didn't even see that.
They were racing really, really hard back there.
I think we might have the thumbnail for next week just off that finish.
There was awesome racing.
Well, do you have anything else you'd like to say to the live chat before we call it a night?
Appreciate y'all for watching. That was really fun. You guys, if you can, should race with us next time we do it, or if you can't race, you should just come and watch because this is absolute cinema.
And don't forget to subscribe to LDogg's channel.
That too.
That always helps. Well, I think with that, we're going to call it a night. This was really fun. This is exactly what I wanted when I decided to start doing a Super Nitro series. And we will see you next week with some even more racing action.